How Senator Marco Rubio will ride a UFO to the White House. Welcome to Truth Deal Official. In this video, you will learn how Senator Marco Rubio will ride a UFO into the White House. But first, I am your host, Misinformation. If you like this channel, make sure to subscribe to receive more great UFO content, misinformation analysis, and other news. And become a truth dealer, because only you can slay misinformation at its source. Get our app on truthdeal.com. You'll want to stick around till the end of this video when we give you our exclusive take on how aliens might totally derail Marco Rubio's political career.
But there are things flying around up there that we haven't fully identified yet.
I won't talk to you about what I know about it.
But I'm not telling you.
When it comes to aliens, there's some things I just can't tell you. There's footage and records of objects in the skies that we don't know exactly what they are. We can't explain.
Well before the alleged UFO crash near Roswell, New Mexico in 1947, Americans have reported seeing strange crafts and meeting otherworldly beings. Before European settlement, indigenous peoples had the same experiences. There's no way to cover in this short video the decades of UFO history and conspiracy theory relating to these phenomena. It's vast, deep, unbelievable, stupefying, and full of stories that are sometimes hard to believe. But let's just scratch the surface. In 2020, Florida's Senator Rubio, as acting chairman of the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence, did the unthinkable. He included language in the Intelligence Authorization Act for fiscal year 2021, which was stuffed into the COVID relief package. I won't belabor the machinations of Congress in this video. We'll leave that to Schoolhouse Rock.
I'm just a bill, yes, I'm only a bill, and if they vote for me on Capitol Hill, well then I'm off to the White House. Besides me, then I'll be alone.
But as usual, they've decreed numerous far-reaching new statutes on a wide array of unrelated topics, slapped it all together in 5,000 pages of totally ad hoc text in a single bill, and given members 14 seconds to read it before calling it to a final vote. As Nancy Pelosi famously once said during the debate for the Obamacare legislation, you have to vote on it to know what's in it. Anyway, the language directed the Office of the Director of National Intelligence to submit a report to Congressional Intelligence and Armed Services Committees on Unidentified Aerial Phenomena, aka UFOs. The bill passed and was signed by then-President Donald Trump without much fanfare, save for Fox News. So let's examine the following. Is Marco genuinely concerned about unknown objects constantly in our controlled airspace and all the associated national security risks of uber advanced space technology not controlled by the US military? Or, as a typical politician, has Marco seized on a politically expedient, if counterintuitive gambit to ride the UFO phenomenon to the White House amidst increasing acceptance by the mainstream of the possibility that there is sophisticated extraterrestrial life on our planet?
There are things flying over national security installations. We don't know who they are. We don't know what it is. It isn't ours. We need to find out.
Well, Marco, that's pretty cool, regardless of your motives. That report, called a preliminary assessment of UAP phenomena, was delivered in unclassified form to the American public on June the 25th, 2021. A much more detailed classified version, including 40 minutes of video, was provided to senior leadership, some of whom reported it was like watching part of a sci-fi movie but was in fact real. This report studied 144 incidents with UFOs between 2004 and 2021 that were reported by trained military personnel. And get this, only one incident was dismissed as a misidentified deflating weather balloon. In years past, UFO reporting was systematically delegitimatized as weather balloons, or swamp gas, or mass delusion. Military and civilian aviation personnel were discouraged from reporting UFOs and risked their careers and ridicule by doing so. But now the government acknowledges that UFOs are real. Duh, UFOs are real. Tell us something we don't know, like where are they from and are they here for the ice cream? Most intriguingly, the report stated that we currently lack data to indicate any UAP are part of a foreign collection program or indicative of a major technological advancement by a potential adversary. The report then indicated it was necessary to standardize the reporting. consolidate the data, and deepen the analysis of UFOs. Marco stated, "For years, the men and women we trust to defend our country reported encounters with unidentified aircraft that had superior capabilities, and for years their concerns were often ignored and ridiculed. This report is an important first step in cataloguing these incidents. But it is just a first step. A step closer to the White House, or a step closer to the loo because he's suffering the after effects of pro bono alien proctological expeditions? Would you vote for Rubio in subsequent elections? Let us know in the comments." Also probed, apparently, was Pentagon Press Secretary John Kirby, a retired Navy Rear Admiral, who said that the report highlights the challenges associated with assessing UAP occurring on a near Department of Defense training ranges and installations, and identified the need to make improvements in processes, policies, technologies, and training to improve our ability to understand UAP. So many words. Deputy Secretary of Defense Kathleen Hicks directed the Office of the Under-Secretary of Defense for Intelligence and Security to develop a plan to formalize the mission currently performed by the Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force, and requires all personnel to report sightings within 2 weeks of occurrence. Hey Trump! Remember when you said little Marco Rubio is just another Washington DC politician that is all talk and no action?
When they put Marco on to refute President Obama's speech, do you remember that catastrophe? And he's like this, and we were, I need water, help me, I need water, help.
Senator Rubio is clearly onto something, Donald. He is young, unlike you, and charismatic, you're toxic, kinda cute, you're orange and puffy, and has taken on this topic that has crashed careers. Like your career as a casino magnate crashing like a UFO near Roswell, New Mexico. Marco not only survived touching the UFO taboo, but he's thriving. He caused a change in the discourse of UFOs in politics and media. He found bipartisan common ground to bring this topic into the daylight and approach it rationally in the US Congress and the Department of Defense. He speaks to generations of potential voters across the political spectrum who believe that the government is and has been less than transparent on this issue for decades, and has hidden greater truths so many people crave. Will this ultimately lead to official, public acknowledgement of intelligences previously unknown to us on Earth or beyond? Will he next call for hearings in Congress featuring former intelligence and defense officials like Christopher Mellon and Louis Elizondo, and others who have been fixtures on podcasts, network and cable media for months? Will he write a UFO into the White House and prove once and for all that his hands are larger than Trump's hands? Misinformation wishes you well and says that this is just the beginning of the biggest shift of awareness in the history of earthly humans. And Marco Rubio is the tip of the spear.
Ouch!
Or the aliens are hostile and will subjugate humanity, thus ending Marco's political future. P.S. The CIA is not included in the report. Why? How did retired Nevada Senator Harry Reid set the stage for all of this? Remember to like our video, subscribe to our channel and become a truth dealer. If you don't, you will be visited by psychic vampires who will suck all your energy.